Well, hello, friends, and welcome to another evening of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We are here. We have a special tale for you. We have a guest star. Staff and TJ is here to play. Well, why should I reveal everything? What I'll do quickly, though, is so we can go forward, we have to go back. And in this particular episode, those directions might get a bit blurred. So, let's see. But as of last week, we had the crew deep under Waterdeep, deep under the streets, under the mountain. But instead of rock and stone, of dirt and dark, they came upon a beautiful glade in the Feywild filled with a carnival, as you often do. And in this particular carnival, there were signs and placards indicating specific instances from, at the very least, the story and the history of Garnet. It drug Garnet, who was the first to arrive at this carnival, deep within the tent alleys, deep within this shrouded embrace of canvas and cloth. And as she went deeper into this maze above a maze, she met several people from her past. A jilted potential betrothed in the form of Apollos, an arch-fae of the Feywild. But then again, a friend of hers was tied up in thorns. Friend, though, might be not strong enough, as Apollos begged her to simply cast aside any feelings for the bound Percy, and instead all would be forgiven. But that was something Garnet could not do. And as the rest of the crew battled a lava child, battled their own insecurities, were able to escape the loving embrace of a lava child in the form of Karis's leg, they too finally met up with Garnet. Or at least Dirna Hall did, as she was the only one to witness Garnet leaving with the formerly bound human into what was prophesized as an oubliette, a subterranean dungeon with only a top opening, in all intents and purposes a labyrinth. And as she entered the oubliette, hoping to escape with her friend, the arch-fae that had been egging her on and causing and casting harm disappeared. And to Dirna Hall's trained eye, she knows an illusion when she sees one. But then, as everybody got together trying to contemplate their next move to find Garnet to escape, to continue their mission for this banded group in black, the group that they had chased into Undermountain, the group that was still eluding them and leaving these notes and these threats as to whether or not, if they continued their chase, what would happen to them. And so, as we get deeper into Undermountain, and as these discussions had yet to be decided, a gnome ran up, simply said, "I'm too late, but if we hurry, we can catch her." But here, to go forward, we have to go back, but in this case, to go forward, we have to go forward still. And so let me bring in our good friend and guest star, Staffan. Welcome to the channel in front of the camera. Tell us quickly who you will be playing. Give us a name, maybe an occupational background, and if you were in the Old West, or your character was in the Old West, and they kicked open the saloon doors and everybody stopped and turned, what would we see?
Well, I'm Staffan TJ just about everywhere. Tonight, I will be regaling you all with my interpretation of Straw Sparrow Feather, the little diminutive forest gnome who at times knows how to use weaponry, at times messes with your mind. So yes, he's a ranger illusionist. It's all he, him, and the first thing that happens as Straw walks through, or rather, Straw walks under the proverbial saloon doors, because he's only about 2'1", quite a short gnome, is that everybody mentally adjusts their sunglasses, because he is a very dapper gnome. He wears a bright pink jacket with a dark scarlet vest, bright yellow lapels, the dark blue cravat, and on top of his magnificent straw mullet sits a gnome red hat. For every gnome should know where his hat is. And his opening phrase is, "Well, hello there, boyos. So what's going on in here then?"
Very good. So as we have now a mental picture of what Straw would look like, I'm going to throw Staffin into the fire, as here is the situation and the scene as painted. Let me... This isn't quite what I want. That's a little bit better. So as you are moving down a tunnel, you're being pulled by a tall woman with incredibly long legs, and as she drags you, there are shivers through the walls as bricks and different pieces of gravel and stone drop and roll around you. And she continues to look up as each one of these tremors that take the cavern cause her to stumble a bit as she's holding onto your hand. And she turns around, and the lass of lyrics, a former bard, now vampire, holds your warm hand in her cold hand as she says, "We must hurry, they're coming." And she pulls you further down the hall.
Well, I'll keep dashing, because that's probably about the only chance I have of staying up with something as agile as a full-grown vampire. Try not to get in front.
Yeah, she's dragging you a bit as your heels kind of catch and carry along the gravel, and again, vroom, as the entire cavern shakes and stone falls again and dusk chokes the air. And even in your dark vision, as you look around, you can see the haze of floating particles. And when you finally get pulled into a wider space, an opening, the reverberations are still causing this cascade and tumble of small stone that have been caught above on ledge or on outcropping or solidified dripping of calcite. And as it comes down and it's beginning to cover your fine jacket with this white and gray mist, you see floating in the middle of this room a framed blue swirl. And as this portal illuminates the area, causing your dark vision to drip in and out between normal eyesight, the lass of lyrics turns and kneels until she is looking directly in your eyes, Straw. And she says, "Do you know the plan?"
"I believe so, lass. I go through, I find my companions, and we bring them, give them the extra gear that I've got." It's carrying the big sack.
Yes.
And we then find the nexus at the other end, and
Right.
I collapse it as we run, as just after we go through it. Or was it before?
Listen. They must be 5. They have to have Garnet. If they don't, it will all fail. And as she, again, boom, another shift, and things begin to fall, and you can hear down the same tunnel in which you exited the sound of voices and slithering and running feet as the pound of heavy boots takes its hold in the tunnel. And she says, "When you get there, you'll be in the carnival. Look for the purple tent. It's not... The Feywild and Undermountain are in a shared phase. You must find the focus that this Archfey is using. It's a Dumathon, the dwarven god of secrets. We talked about this. You must enter the area. There will be an altar. The bard must sing a secret. And she is pounding you with this information, Straw. And for some reason, you can tell that she's told you this before, but it's as if you're hearing it for the first time. And you can see the exhausted, exasperated look on her face, but she knows that there's something going on with you that is causing your remembrance of the events to cloud what she has told you now. And instead of getting mad, her cold hands cup your face, drawing you closer as the cave shifts, and again, whoom, and the sound of pounding and slithering from down the tunnel. And as she looks, she says, Karis must sing the altar a secret, and then Karis must hit the secret with the anvil. Hammer, secret, anvil. That will cause the phases to revert. It should pull Garnet from the oubliette. Say it. Say it, Straw.
Rock in a hard place, absolutely. Chorus, hammer, anvil, singing. It will be a wonderful opera.
She must tell it a secret. The altar is an anvil. She must tell it a secret. Something she's told no one else.
Tell the altar a secret and then strike. Yep.
Again, the pounding. And the Lass of Lyrics reaches in and pulls out a perfectly circular stone and presses it into your palm. This will show you. It will take you to the tent. It won't last long, and neither will you, Straw. And she takes from her own neck a necklace. And when she drapes it over your head, you can see that it is a metallic cut or a print of an hourglass. When this turns blue, your time there is done. They must be 5. If they're not, this is what will happen. Again, boom! As it shifts and rocks fall. This time a large chunk drops dangerously close to the portal. And as the Lass of Lyrics turns and sees how close it came to actually striking and potentially damaging or destroying the portal, she begins to push you towards the portal. Straw, purple tent, anvil. Karis tells it a secret and strikes it. It should free her. Should free Garnet. If not, this is where we will be.
Then he'll turn and run towards the portal, muttering under his breath, purple, chorus, anvil, strike, altar, purple, chorus, secret, altar, strike.
And just as you're about ready to hit the portal, I'd like you to roll a dex saving throw as a huge chunk of the ceiling drops.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. And so, Staffin, as Straw nimbly jumps to the side just as this huge triangle of stone spears the ground beside him, it almost rocks towards the portal, but the Lass runs up and you can see her grab it with her own hands, her fingers punching into the rock, and instead of doing anything, she pulls it back towards herself. And as it rocks and falls, you see it trap one of her long legs beneath ground and stone. And as the dust settles, she looks up. Go, my friend. They must be 5.
Don't you worry, lass. I'll be back before you know it.
I hope not. And you jump through?
Yep.
And so, as Straw Sparrow's feather jumps through, we cut to our full cast as we are going to speed up a bit as you are all inside the tent where you just saw, or where Deerna Hall just saw Garnet and Perry leave the area, and the illusion of the Archfey disappear, at least in Deerna Hall's eyes. And as you are all gathered deciding what to do, Straw Sparrow Feather runs in, and I will ask the group, what do you do?
I pull out a knife.
Oh, hello there, Grandma. Hello there, boyo, lass. Big boyo. You look younger.
I always look this old.
I have a mission for you. We need to get your companion back urgently.
Well, yeah.
You know where Garnet is.
What will you give me if I do this?
Oh, I think I have just the thing for you. He says and stops, opens up the big sack that he's carrying behind himself.
Deerna just puts away the knife and just sort of like gets closer.
And very carefully takes out a wrapped parcel. It's about, maybe 30, 40 centimeters, just over a foot long, and somewhat slim but square cross-section.
She snatches it and looks at it with her eldritch sight.
Oh, it glows.
Okay, tell me what you need us to do, she says as she starts gingerly unwrapping this parcel.
Well,
Corbin kind of looks to Charis and is just like, what is going on?
Garnet went into the oubliette with her husband or something.
I know that, but who is he?
Doesn't matter.
Yes, actually, it does.
Oh,
Tell him your name or else he won't shut up.
By all means. I am your loyal and steadfast companion of many an adventure, Straw Sparrow Feather, but I get that you don't remember me yet.
Yeah, are
what
you
do
from the future?
Don't remember
too?
you yet.
He's from the future too, right? You're from the future, right?
I'm sorry, what?
You haven't been to the future?
I could be from your future, not from mine, though.
I want to roll insight on this, because Gorbrin is like, that's not possible.
Kyogen really...
That's where he draws the line?
Kyogen really hates carnivals.
Rolled a 20 on insight on this gnome.
With the 20 insight roll, Gorbrin, and even without your zone of truth, Straw seems incredibly earnest. He seems incredibly forthright. Everything he's saying, at least he believes it to be the truth.
You'd probably also be able to tell that DNA Hall also believes it to be the truth and sees nothing weird with it.
Why are we not following Garnet instead of talking to this bearded toddler?
Because that's a magical oubliette, and this one probably has information that will help us so that we don't get forever lost.
Charis, do you want to say anything?
I would mostly like to know how you came about this information. How you know who Garnet is. I know she knows people that we don't know, and that's fine. But, some background would be nice, starting from the beginning, perhaps. Although abbreviated, because we do have things we need to do.
Straw, I will say at this point, You were given information that if anybody doubted you, you know that you have very limited time with this group at this particular moment. The information that you have been given by specific individuals, you were told to use it if somebody doubted you.
Ah, lass, I wish, and he holds up an hourglass amulet that's hopefully red. Just sort of glances at it and goes, I wish I had the time to express everything that has happened and that we got to share together as a group, but I will just say this. And he will walk up to her and, standing on tiptoes, sort of theatrically whisper the phrase for her.
Oh no.
And so the phrase that is whispered into Karis's ear is the secret that only she knows, and the secret that she never would have told anybody unless she needed to verify or convince herself. And mechanically speaking, everybody, these were phrases provided by the characters themselves and the players themselves. I, of course, was a stinker and gave them to Staffan.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
So, Karis kind of flinches back and gives him the up and down. Says, okay, well, in that case, we're going to go wherever you tell us we need to go, and you're going to talk and walk at the same time, because I'm sure you're perfectly capable of doing that. If you run out of breath, I'm sure Kyo can care to you. If you are running out of time, we need to go now. So, wrap up. Let's go.
What? Hold on.
Gorbrin, look me in the eyes. No, look at me. I told you we would bond over shared emotional trauma at a later date when we have the time to sit down. I have a spell that will allow us to get to a safe place when we need it. Now is not that time. We will get there.
Fiona shuffles over to Straw and whispers, "What did you say to her?"
If you tell her, I will kill you.
He'll stand on tiptoes again and whisper Deanna's secret back at her.
So the secret provided would be returned to Dearna Hall. And as an added bonus, because I'm not a huge fan of the Identify spell or rolling Arcana, especially for somebody that's intimate with the Weave, I will tell you, Dearna, did you open the package that was given to you?
Yes.
When you open it up, it looks to be almost like a bowlless pipe. It's just a rod, a perfectly cylindrical, thin rod. It is bound and stamped with the god Cyric's emblem. This is a jest. It is called the Wand of Sneezes. And once in a long rest, you can cast it for your spell save DC. It acts as a counter spell. So if you have a magic user, the Wand of Sneezes casts a counter spell.
Dang. Yeah, that's good stuff.
And I will say, Straw, you do have a large bag here as the rest of the group is standing about.
Ah, yes, I should perhaps not be ungenerous, particularly to Sir Corbin, since Sir Corbin is the perhaps the most active person in our plan. He will reach in and take well, slightly struggling, bring out a longsword hilt.
He'll bring up a hand and he'll say, "You say you know me. Tell me something then."
Oh, he will.
And by the way, I put this into the Zoom chat if you need to know.
Okay. And yes, he will, standing on tiptoes, reveal his secret.
Do we all need to do this, or can we just go? Corbin, I know you like to be cautious.
He'll look at the hilt. So is it just a hilt? What's it look like?
I know what that is.
We know what it is.
For right now, it is just a hilt. It seems as if there is a missing something in the very end of the pommel. However, and once again, not being a fan of Identify or Arcana, but simply of acceptance of a magical item, while just the hilt is in your possession, Gorbrin, any attack that lands from you does an additional D8 of damage.
What does this hilt look like? Just as he picked it up.
It's tarnished and worn. It looks like it is solidly built. It looks like a soldier's weapon. One that is cared for, but has seen the field. So it shows moments of wear, of actual rubbing of the metal. It does not look like a king's sword. It does not look like something that would be strapped to the side of a fanciful duke at a wonderful banquet or party. This is a warrior's weapon, and it has chosen you.
I believe we have a thing, an appointment to keep. Let us get going.
Indeed, we must get to the purple tent.
Kyogen has no one and no secrets, so let us go.
Let's go out a side entrance so we don't run into that lava child again.
Was that your doing, or...
The lava child?
Yes.
No. Sometimes lava children just happen.
You say you're from the future.
Your future, yes. Well,
where's Tally?
Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, Straw.
Certainly. So that is a 15.
She's dead.
I'm afraid she didn't make it, Boyle. She rests with the gods.
What?
Wait, in the future?
Happened to her?
At your time or now?
Straw, you're having this feeling that any chronomancer would say is shade memories, because what you remember to have been things that have passed have not yet occurred. And so as you are struggling to remember these moments that could provide information to the group, it is fleeting. You're not sure of details. You are certain about some things and wholly uncertain about others. But the words of the Lass of Lyrics, Purple Tent, that you were muttering to yourself, they seem to be on the surface of your mind.
I'm afraid I don't recall. If we cannot find your lass, not only do I disappear, the you that I know disappear. I can feel the future becoming fuzzy in my past. Before we go further, there are two other things, and he'll hand out a potion bottle for Kiergan and a mirror to Karis.
Karis, when you get the mirror, it is roughly the size of a dinner platter, and it's exquisite. And when you realize it's sort of unwieldy, and you flip it around, you see the straps for a shield on the back side of it.
Bearded toddler, what is this?
You like a little head nod.
I am hoping that you would know, Big Boyo. I was only told to bring it to you, that it would help in bringing you all back.
White Witch. What is it?
Okay, I'll take a look at it. I'll look at it real hard with my magic eyes.
You don't need your magic eyes. As you look and are looking around kind of the teardrop bottle, you see underneath, as almost written in some of the wax seal that's dripped off of the sealant, it says, "Boss of me."
Oh, it just says it on the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Not Gina saying that.
Yeah, yeah. Whoever's saying it, it is on the bottle.
And you said that it was boss of me?
Boss of me.
What does it do?
Kyogen, you would see, if you were shown this, it's written the way you would write it.
So it's in Goliath. Well, yeah, it'd be in Goliath.
No, it's in common, but if you wrote in common, this is what it would look like.
We should go.
For both Kyogen and Karis, as I believe in identify when needed, these two particular magical items will reveal themselves in time.
That's not ominous at all. But I agree with Kyogen saying we should go. Please. We need to find our red friend.
Yes, let us continue the narrative progression.
Just so that you would know the plan, what we need to do is find the altar inside the purple tent, at which point we need Segobin to whisper a secret to it and then smash it. That should collapse this pocket of plain back into the Undermountain.
Roll a wisdom
Why
save.
me?
Roll a wisdom save for me, Strong.
Absolutely.
Seems right. So, party, what are you going to do here? As Dearna Hall mentioned, it's time to get onto that plot treadmill and head where we need to go.
And
Gorbridge just his mind's blown. He doesn't know what to do anymore.
I take Gorbrin's hand and I take Straw's hand and I tug them out the door. We are going.
Dearne Hall just like
Dearne Hall, I assume that you could probably fly up and look for a purple tent with your special eyes.
Yeah, I can use
Okay,
my
thank
normal
you.
eyes
You're
for
the
that.
best. Whatever works best, I trust you.
Dearne just hangs back with Kyogen for a second and I'm just like, what's with these people? You think they've never been to the future before? Or the past? Like,
I have not either, but
really?
we often have visions from our ancestors.
Yes, we've never done any sort of time travel.
Roll me a wisdom save, Kyogen. With advantage, as you are being prompted by Dearne Hall. Oh,
what are you trying to do to this man?
Oh, that time you went into the future. So.
Oh.
When you first met Dearne Hall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now it makes sense. Kind of.
So, as everybody else walks outside the tent, even taking an indirect route, you can see that the lava child is gone. And when you enter out into the Feywild, the same cool autumnal breeze is blowing. There isn't any other activity, though, as far as the patrons that you saw before. It's as if the carnival is deserted, and where once there was revelry and mystery, now seems to be more sinister.
And Straw is going to take out of his jacket pocket a cylindrical stone that he looks at, somewhat confused, thinking, there's something about the purple in this.
Make me a wisdom saving throw, Straw, as you are suffering from...
We'll call that a 22.
As you look at it, you realize this is where... You remember now, which the last of Lyric said, this would guide you to the purple tent, the bard, the secret, the striking of the forge. And then just like that mantra, and then it's gone. But you know what that, and as you look down, the stone seems to have a crack in it that moves when you move and when you move the stone.
I think we should be going over there, lads.
I don't like this. Where is everyone?
Yeah, and only 2 of us are lads.
Who's going, and in what order are you walking?
Kyogen's already got his hood up and he's walking.
I'm following behind Kyogen.
Dearne is next to Karis.
I'll stay in the back, keep an eye on our flank.
Okay. I would like everyone to roll perception checks for me, please.
Twenty-one.
21. And with the double 21s, as you look around, you don't see anybody that would seem to be doing you ill harm or any movement like that, but you do, however, see what looks to be a purple tent, the only one, perhaps the largest one here, fixed in the center of the carnival. And it seems that Straw, with his head down looking at his stone, is being led towards it.
And Straw is probably just ahead of Sir Gorbin.
Straw? Are we friends in this future?
Oh, hi, boyo. Pretty close friends.
Well, if we're friends, may I see your spell book?
Straw, roll me a wisdom save to see if you can remember anything about Deerna Hall.
23.
This is not the first time that Deerna Hall has asked to see your spell book. In fact, this is the 702nd time that Deerna Hall has asked to see your spell book. I leave it up to you whether or not you have allowed her to see your spell book in the past. But this is a running kind of narrative. Share all secrets. The Deerna Hall story.
Why, of course, Grandma. You can always see my spell book. We just know that you can't read it.
Grandma, how old are you both? I'm so
it's a Normish term of great respect.
Yes. How old do I look, Gorbrand?
Insight check? Perception? I don't know.
You're gonna need to remove curse in a moment, because if you get this wrong, it's a...
You're elven,
Am I?
You're Shattered Kai, so you're a type of elvish person.
Am I?
132?
Wow, that's very rude of you.
What?
Go
How
to
is
your
that
room.
rude?
Go to your room, young
Isn't
man.
that young? Did you just tell me to go to my room?
Yes.
No!
As much as I do love this squabble, can we save it for later?
Yeah, Deerna's not even looking at him. She's looking at the spell book.
The bearded toddler found the tent.
He's a gnome, not a toddler.
Okay, shiny human.
My name is Sir
White
Goblin.
White witch, shiny human, bearded toddler, Karis.
Why does she get a name?
Because I care
Because
about
we've
her.
known each other for years.
And he refers to me as my title because he is my servant.
Okay.
Still confused about that one.
You realize I'm paying all of you, right?
He agreed to serve me.
I mean, technically you aren't, but...
Kyogen doesn't want your money.
I'll take their shares.
Silverheart,
adventures
why did you
forward.
put me into this? Could have been anyone else.
Straw, you've reached the purple tent.
Could have been that damned Dragonborn.
Straw is going to look around for an opening that is capable of admitting Kyogen, as opposed to his usual manner of just walking in underneath any tent flap that happens to be available.
Good. Roll me a perception check.
Probably only the main door, just saying.
You don't see anything that looks Kyogen sized, but the more that you kind of, take in the area, you're able to see that there is a main door, and it looks like Kyogen could go through it. It's just a flap here on the tent, though, and you're pretty sure that's the opening. I mean, it looks like the opening.
In which case, he's going to turn around to the rest of the group and say, "Right, lads and lasses, this is it. We're going in." And he'll duck under the flap.
And that was the end of the bearded toddler.
What if this is a trap?
Kyogen will walk stealthily.
Okay, anybody
going
walking?
Sure.
I want to use Awakened Mind to talk to Straw and ask, is this a trap?
Straw, you would hear that in your mind. Is this a trap?
And if you know Deerna, you're probably used to it.
I haven't fallen down a spiked pit yet, Grandma. I don't think so.
Okay, confirmed no spiked pits in there.
Absolutely confirmed.
Seems safe to Kyogen.
Who's walking in first?
Kyogen.
I'm going in.
Stealthily.
I'm going in second on my broom.
Deerna Hall.
Sneaky.
Deerna
Oh!
Hall. Floating.
Kyogen vanished.
Yeah, I'm floating.
Okay, so Kyogen, you go in. Deerna, roll me a stealth with advantage as you are being aided by the bulk of Kyogen and the fact that you're not touching the ground, which helps.
Gorbrin is just gonna stuff
23.
the hilt into his pack and try to stealth.
That's about right.
Tang.
Okay. So as Kyogen blends into the shadows and bleeds into the tent, and as Deerna Hall drifts in more wind than any type of substance, there is the sound of what appears to be a garbage can filled with hammers being rolled down a large and steep embankment.
Inside a trash compactor.
Inside a trash compactor through a nitroglycerin plant. As every metal-clad fighter will always tell you, and that disadvantage is the worst thing ever. But yeah, so gong 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 as Gorbrin follows you in. But when you walk in, as soon as you pass through the exterior of the canvas flap wall, Kyogen, you will see that the interior of this place is decidedly untent-like. As you look around, you see something that resembles more of like a palatial villa. It is marble and carved stone. There's no indication that the walls, ceiling, anything is made out of canvas. And resting several steps below, you can see that there's about 5 steps down to what would be the main level of this villa. But about the 3rd step, there is perfectly clear water that seems to extend for the entirety of this space. You see columns coming up out of the water to hold God knows what, as canvas wouldn't require this type of support. But everything is in about 2 feet of perfectly calm, perfectly clear water. And at the far end of this space, you see an anvil.
I want to use my divine sense to see if I can sense anything in here.
And what are you looking for?
Well, divine sense lets me within 60 feet, any location of any celestial fiend or undead that is not behind total cover, and if there is anything in this area that has been affected by the Hallow spell.
Nope, nothing pings for you.
Deerna, do you see anything?
You mean with my magic eyes?
Yes, with your special eyes.
I look with my special eyes.
Funny thing about your special eyes, and funny thing about your broom, as soon as you coast in a bit, you feel your broom begin to descend. It doesn't...
I back up.
And when you pull back, you maintain your normal height. But when you look around with your eyes, roll me a perception check with advantage, as this is your preferred way of kind of investigating.
21.
You don't see anything that's magic. You don't see anything that pings, but it's the absence of the weave that causes you problems and concern. As you look and cast your gaze around this space, you realize that the normal threads that bind the weave to every space, especially here under Waterdeep, where all the ley lines of the world cause an almost perceptible feel to the weave. It is absent within these walls.
Magic dead zone.
Keoghan does not care.
I
Of course
want
you
to.
don't care.
Does Gorbrin, with his time with Silverheart, know anything about something like this? Would he be able to?
With Lariel, roll me a history check, and this is going to be a high DC.
Okay. 9.
No, it never came up, and you never were given any information that kind of corresponds to this. You would notice, though, as you would walk in, Dearna, as your broom begins to lower, any of you that have anything on you that would be magical or considered magical properties, you would feel that magic or that attunement begin to weaken, almost like fog burning off underneath the sun. It's...
Dearna immediately lands, puts her broom away, and like takes out her spiked chain and like hunches a bit. And you can sort of see just how she holds herself and moves sort of change, like she's falling back on instincts that were honed a long time ago.
What is wrong, Dearna?
I'm not comfortable in magic dead zones.
Why would they have this here? What's the purpose?
I think this might be because of the Undermountain.
You think Halaster has something to do with this?
So my special potion won't work here.
Not right here now. But we won't be in the magic dead zone forever. And speaking of, hey, Straw. Do you know where the altar might be, or clues to help us find it quicker? Or even who it's to?
He holds out the circular amulet and sort of hoping that it will be pointing in a direction as opposed to merely spinning wildly.
It's pointing directly at the anvil across the space and across the placid water. But as you kind of step down towards the water with the circular stone or the perfect disc, the crack on it begins to seal. And then when you take a step back, the crack returns. The crack that's acting as the needle for the compass.
I think that the anvil is what... Oh, yes. Yes, that was it. The bard tells the anvil the secret. Then we strike it with the hammer.
What hammer?
Fine.
I'm going to look and see if there's a hammer on the anvil.
Roll a perception check.
Well, I can't do this with advantage because my shield doesn't work in here.
You could use one of your advantages, though, if you want to.
I've only got one left.
Oh, damn. I've been hoarding mine. Oops.
Oops. 16.
You look around for a hammer, Sir Gorbrin, and you find one. It's currently in the possession of one Keoghan.
Keoghan has one.
Hey, Straw. Do you know what kind of secret I'm supposed to be telling this anvil? Like, does it have to be my secret? can be someone else's secret.
He looks a little bit confused and almost diffused even for a bit, and then says, no, lass, I'm afraid. I do not know the secret.
So it is the secret, not a secret? There's a difference, like semantically speaking. That would make it very important for me to know. I don't want to go spilling all of my secrets just to a hunk of metal for nothing.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, Straw, as you are.
I'm sorry.
17.
It needs to be a secret from the bard, and she must sing it into the anvil.
And
you would need a choral. Everybody, let's do this.
It's
so
like
yeah,
that scene from The Magicians.
You're right. Straw, you would remember that. Yeah, you would remember that you're getting very weak signals now, even from your moments before the portal from the Lass of Lyrics, as this is the Sarah Connor effect. The future is unwritten. And because you have deviated from what would have been the norm, your memories are suspect. And you're getting kind of false pings and things like that now, but it comes in flashes, and as you can concentrate, you remember that the bard must sing her secret to the anvil, and then the hammer must strike it.
Yes, lass. It's been so long since I've heard the melodious tones of your voice.
Because I almost never sing, but okay.
But yes, you must sing the secret into the anvil. That should prime it so that it can be struck by the hammer. That should collapse the planar nexus.
Well, it can't be so easy as just walking across this water. I'm sure there's something sinister hiding beneath the surface. So
Gorbrin
I
puts
take
a step into the.
or something. Oh, you're just going in. Okay.
Yeah, he just puts a foot in.
Paladin, no. Wait.
Green stop sign.
What is everyone else doing as Gorbrin steps into the water?
Deer Hall is literally saying, Paladin, no, wait.
No, wait, don't. As the foot goes into the water, everyone roll me a perception check. And let me know if you get above a 15.
I'm gonna use an advantage, please.
I got a 15.
God, let's have fun. I got a 12.
So, Gorbrin, as you step into...
I'm the only one that sees whatever this is.
Yeah, Gorbrin, as you step in, you're the one that, even in your armor, you can feel the temperature drop in this place substantially. Whether it's coming and you're the first to feel it as it kind of waves over you, but you can actually see the top of this water begin to harden into ice, and in the very center,
pull my foot out.
As you pull your foot out, the ripples from your feet go through the water that had been so still, and the ripples seem to grow as they get away from the point of origin from your foot. And as they ripple and grow away, you see that in one particular area, it spikes almost as if it was a sound wave and not a water wave, forming a jagged, almost like an EKG spike. And as it flashes out 6-7 feet into the air, into the spike, you realize that it is ice. And as the ice is forming what looks like the tip of a berg of some kind, from one side, from the other, as these two large icy limbs with 3 fingers on each hand break and crack free of the now frozen lake, and it begins to walk toward you. I'd like you all to roll some initiative for me, please.
Well, that's one way to break the ice.
Worst cancelled.
Kyogen's going to burn an advantage on this. Oh my god.
That's not going to work for me in here.
I hate that nat 20, of course.
Did mine show up?
Yeah, we got it.
Okay, I'm getting an error on my side.
Got a 10 and a 4.
Okie dokie. So it's looking like we are going to have Deerna. It's who's got the dex modifier. I think it's Kyogen. No, Deerna, Kyogen, and then Straw, and then Gorbrin, and then Karis. And as this creature comes forward, you see as it strikes, it begins to slide and almost skate across the frozen lake. Its movement much faster than its size or its gait would indicate from its earlier walk. And it slides forward, and as it comes forward, it strikes at Gorbrin. And let's see, will a 17 hit?
Nope.
Okay. So with it, as it swings... Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. Would a 22 hit?
Yes.
22 will hit.
Yes, it would.
And as that comes through, I would like Gorbrin to take 18 damage as it pummels down onto Gorbrin, and you see shattered ice fly as the paladin gets the shield up for the first shot, deflects it, but the sheer power behind this construct knocks the shield aside for the second strike, and as the other huge, just rock limb ice drops, it smashes directly into the paladin. And that takes us to Deerna Hall. Everybody, if you are experiencing or have magic, you don't feel it right now.
But I still got a spiked chain
You do!
with 10-foot reach. And I'm going to use that spiked chain right on this jerk. Try to get him in the legs.
Let's get him.
Maybe I'll trip him.
Let's do it.
Trip him up. 20 to hit.
Just misses. I'm joking. Yeah, you hit.
Cool. I don't want to try to trip it. I want to do a trip.
Okay, what's the...
DC would be 15.
DC 15. And that's going to be a 19. So they're able to kick free as the chains wrap around the bottom of the trunky legs, but it just kind of almost bleeds around the chain as the ice blue with that Arctic kind of permacold. And is there anything else you would like to do, Deerna Hall, as...
Gonna take like 2 big steps to the side so I'm behind Gorbrin.
Okay, so
pat him on the back.
Yeah, Gorbrin, who's reeling after an 18-point smash, you walk up and give him the old, hey, that a paladin.
There's like ice on his face as he's like got blood dripping down. It's like, oh.
Part of his mustache is frozen. It's horrible.
Right, it's frozen straight up. Okay, so
I got some fancy wine for you.
Okay, that's inspiration then, right there. Kyogen, you're up.
Bonus action rage, and charge at the ice thing that is throwing a beatdown on Gorbrin, and I'm going to attack.
Bring it in. Oh yeah, that'll hit.
Okay, I'm gonna roll because I've got Great Weapon Master. I'm rolling my dice, actual dice.
Gotcha.
All right, that is 13 plus rage. It's 15 bludgeoning damage on the first attack,
Gotcha.
and second attack 26 to hit.
Yeah, it'll do it.
That is 10 plus 16 bludgeoning damage.
Nice. As you see cracks and splinters of ice fly off of this thing as you hit, what would you like to do now? As you're now toe-to-toe with it, Gorbrin still reeling, kind of picking himself back up. You know, a paladin might be struck, but he's never down, as the two of you are now shoulder to shoulder in front of this ice construct.
I'm going to stay there, like, right in its face, because I don't care about it.
Gotcha.
So it doesn't have any weapons, right?
It does not. I mean, unless you consider its arms.
Okay.
It is now Straw's turn. Straw, what would you like to do as you see this snowman from hell show up and pummel the paladin, and Kyogen goes charging in?
You'll need those arms for later, boyo. And he will move somewhat back into the side so that he opens up an arc to shoot from. And he's going to, from the back, pull out his longbow and fire off an arrow into this creature, hoping that he remembers that the eyes is the creature, not Kogan, of course, but one never knows with missile weapons.
Right. Go right ahead. A 12 does not hit. So as the arrow strikes the icy mass, it hits center. It just breaks and flies off. And as it flakes or breaks, it flies and goes through the back of the tent for a moment, which is still canvas behind you. And a ray of sunlight kind of beams in for just a brief moment. But other than that, the sheer fact that this arrow didn't flip back and hit one of your friends should be considered a victory. But do you have anything else you would like to do, Straw, with a bonus or movement or... Oh, you're muted, Staff. Oh, you're still muted. I got you. Hold on. I'll get you. There we go.
Yeah. He'll go, oh, poor fiddlesticks, as his hunter's mark fizzles.
Pooh fiddlesticks. That's a high curse from a forest gnome. Very good. So as we go from Straw to Gorbrin, you were struck, and as you look up, you see this ice creature and Kyogen at your shoulder. What will you do?
Reeling from the blow, he'll take his hand and wipe the blood away from his cheek, and he's gonna bring up his shield and he's gonna slam it into the ground, and he's gonna cast command on the creature, and he's gonna say, "Down!" And with this, it'll essentially work like a grapple. The target will fall prone and then end its turn when it comes to its turn, but it has to make a Wisdom 15 saving throw for the spell to fail. So,
It would have if you didn't feel the magic divine in nature, though still inside this space, as you utter the prayer, the plea, the command, it loses its arcane and its divine might as soon as it leaves your lips.
What? Gorbrin will just look at it expecting something to happen. And then his face will go pale. Also, out of character. Guys, I'm a paladin. I have magic. Help?
Alrighty, and as Gorbin, do you want to use a bonus or movement or anything as your toad?
As my bonus action, can I take the dodge action? I don't know if that's a thing. I don't know.
That's a full action.
That's a full action, yeah.
Like
well, I got nothing because all my stuff is spell stuff.
Alrighty, so as Gorbin realizes the dead zone declaration that Dirnahal proclaimed moments before to be true, we are going to go to Karis. Karis, you see as Gorbin attempts to do something divine, magical, it fails, and with Straw as he fires, the arrow goes. Kyogen seems to have struck heavy blows to it, but this creature is vast, strong, and doesn't appear to be too terribly injured. What will you do?
I have my rapier out because this is bad news. Rapier one hand, shield in the other. I would like to take 2 attacks at the one closest to me. I'm specifically looking for like weak points because a rapier is a stabby, not a slashy weapon. I would like to use advantage on one of them because I don't think I'm gonna hit great. Okay, so a 17, because I'm assuming a 6 is nothing.
17 will hit, yes.
That's nice. So that's a 4.
You
and
chip
in
off.
other news, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say you chip off a little like nugget of ice as you hit with your finesse weapon.
Little baby nugget. And I would like to kind of get shoulder to shoulder with Kyogen and ask him, hey, I know it's your favorite, but could I have your hammer? And when I make a run for it, will you cover me? And then you can respond to that when it's your turn.
And as this plea for Kyogen's primary weapon is asked by Karis, his primary friend, let us go ahead and see what happens. I would like everybody in the area for me right now to make a dexterity saving throw.
I have a question.
Sure.
Does my aura still work right now?
Doesn't seem like anything is working in this particular area.
Oh no.
Okay. Kyogen's going to burn an advantage.
Yeah, me too.
Oh my god.
Okay, those of you that got below a 15, I would like you to take 18 points of bludgeoning damage as the water erupts into columns of focused ice that punch into each of you and knock you several feet back. Gorbrin, as you are sitting there, you take 9 bludgeoning as you're able to get your shield up just in time, and it splinters and shatters into ice against the impact.
I should have taken Shield Master.
Kyogen took 9 as well.
Gotcha, right? Half it for rage. And with that lovely attack, we will go back to Dirnahal.
Okay, this is going to be kind of out there, but bear with me.
I love out there. Go.
Okay, so this thing's made of ice, right?
Yes.
And a lot of rituals involve salt. So I likely have salt in my component pouch, probably a bunch of it. Can I throw salt on the ice thing to try to melt it?
Yes. Because it's an amazing idea and it's a perfect use of spell components when
That's
you
great.
can't use spell components. Absolutely. That is the coolest thing ever. So absolutely. So we're going to say that you have Most things call for a pinch of salt, or but we're gonna say that because it's Dearna Hall, who doesn't throw anything away. We're gonna give you a full pouch of it, like in Indiana Jones. I'm testing it for sand, weight. So you've got about a 2-pound bag of salt. That's just you just happen to have it because I wanted to do it.
I imagine Dearna is so pissed off about there being no magic right now that she's just salty as fuck, and she's just...
Right. So here's what we'll do. Melee weapon attack. We'll have to, it's still, you're going to still have to make an attack, but go ahead and make it with the same way you would attack with your chain. And if you hit, I'll tell you potential damage.
I want to take advantage on this.
Sure thing.
Why not? Spiked chain, go. Natural 20.
All right, so I'd like you to roll a 2d6 for me, and I would like you to double, obviously, whatever the dice say. So 2d6 and then double it. And
so that's 16.
16 points of salt damage. And in addition to that, I think we just had a advantage for the entire party come in from Big Pig 50,000, who is a member of our Cthulhu Athena team, and Big Pig is sending his love in. So with the pocket salt, Kika, I'm giving this to you. This is 18 points of damage. The rest of this has been resisted damage to this point. So this is full 18 or full 16. Tell me what happens when you throw this at this creature. How does she do it?
She probably just takes her bag, opens it, grabs the bottom with both hands, and just shakes it wildly. It looks like there's no finesse to it whatsoever, and it just splatters on its the front of it, and it just starts melting away the front of this giant ice beast.
Okay, so Gorbrin and Kyogen, since you're the closest, you would see as Dearna Hall throws this bag, and it just throws this the rock salt basically, and little bits of granules of salt all over it. You would see it, this blue, pristine perma Arctic ice that had a weird, almost gem quality to it, like a beauty, begin to raise and cloud and pit as this salt begins to burrow itself into the ice, and the creature for the first time makes a sound much like the cracking of a pond or during a thaw. You would hear this as something comes from inside of it. So I do not forget, Dearna Hall, from this point forward, every round until this creature is able to do something about it, roll me 1d6 of continued salt damage as it is unable to get this stuff out of it, as it is burned into it with the nat 20. Anything else you'd like to do, Dearna Hall? Are you carrying acid, or is there...
I dab on the haters.
Fantastic. Kyogen, you're up, my friend.
So I turn to Karis. Fear not, Karis. This will be over soon. And again, I'm going to ask an outside of character question. Will my necrotic shroud be affected by this, since it's a racial ability?
It seems that all innate abilities, whether that would be a breath weapon if you were a dragon, whether it would be an enlarged feature if you were a Durgar, it seems like all of these are simply switched off, whether it's arcane, divine, or genetic.
All right, so just normal raging attack for standard Kyogen stuff. Ha, ha, ha.
That'll hit, obviously.
Yeah. And because it was rage, it was with advantage, so it was a crit.
Gotcha.
So... 7, 18,
And someone do not gift me flailing.
So it's 20 damage.
Okay, 20 damage strikes home.
Still up?
It's at this point, Kyogen, that you realize every time you bring your strikes in, that now that you can get a feel for how it's hitting, you realize you're not doing as much as you should be.
Okay.
You know, for mechanically, this is a resistance move here.
Sweet. So now I'm just going to use Great Weapon Master then, since I've had that revelation.
Yep.
So attacking with advantage. 21 to hit, minus 5 would be 16.
Still hits.
Okay. Ooh. That'd be 10 plus. That'd be 26 damage.
Nice. Okay. As I furiously do math.
How's he looking?
Like an ice creature.
Alrighty. Okay. Yep. My turn.
Okay, so Kyogen, as you again pound into this thing, ice chips flying, a lot of it knocked off of that cloudy salt ice, or that salt treated ice that Dirna Hall was able to add to this whole thing. You still, again, just don't feel the same purchase of impact as you would expect. Straw, you see all of this going down. It looks like Dirna Hall was able to do something with this salt that seemed to be the most effective so far. But these physical attacks against this creature, while they're doing damage, don't seem to be doing the full complement of damage it should be doing.
Okay. Well, piercing is certainly not anything that seems to be doing anything good here. So, Straw is going to quickly stow the long bow and bring back out his trusted mason shield combo and move forwards so that he goes just outside of melee range, not so it doesn't provoke the opportunity attack. And he sort of sets himself up in a strongman pose and goes, "Right, boyo, this is it."
Okay, and is he coming like out onto the ice, or is he staying above? Is he kind of taking a position flanking, or is this where in relation to the creature is he? The creature's at the bottom of the steps, Gorbin and Kyogen faced up against Karis and Dirna Hall kind of off to the sides, and you can descend the steps and actually go on to what is now an ice rink if you want to try to get to the rear of the creature.
Straw's a pretty good skater in his spare time, so he'll go for the maneuver round to the back whilst attempting to keep his footing.
Okay, here's what I would like you to do. I would like you to roll a Dex saving throw for me and a performance check.
Okay. Well, we'll start with the embarrassing one. That worked relatively well. Let's see here.
Dirty 20 and a 15 on the performance. So here's what happens. As you hit the ice behind this creature, Straw, you are able to kind of get momentum almost like a speed skater would as you pump your gnomish legs. And as soon as you hit the ice, the creature's head, or where its perception base is, tracks you as you go across. And as soon as you kind of skate expertly, you go long and lean as you take a corner to get behind it, and it watches you as you go around, taking its eyes off of both Kyogen and Gorbrin, and everyone would see it readying to go after Straw. Also, as Straw does this wonderful move, and as he dips low, anyone that's looking would see that his hourglass pendant is about 3/4 of the way blue. And next up will be Gorbrin.
Okay. Gorbrin's gonna see all this. He's gonna quickly yell at who's gonna yell at? He's going to yell at Char Charis and her big friend. It's like, you need to go now, and you give her the damn mace and follow my lead. And he's going to use his first attack to see if he can try to shove the creature and make it go prone. So this is an athletics contested against the creature, so we'll see how this goes.
Uh-oh. So I'm going to allow this to happen since technically this creature's a little bit bigger than you, but if you want to throw yourself shield first into this creature's embrace, you would be, because it was turning to look at Straw, you take advantage of that and just throw yourself into its proximity. You are going to be dancing with this thing.
Okay, gotcha. And for the second attack, he wants to try to grapple one of its arms to try to pin it down.
Okay. So as you're going down, Paladin and Ice into a heap, let's see what you can do as
athletics. Oh god. 20.
You ride one of the arms down and pin it to the ice as the creature is still watching Straw. And Gorbrin, even as you have the one pinned against the ice, its other arm grabs and begins to pull itself, sliding towards Straw.
Okay. Kyogen! The other one!
Karis, you're up.
So, I have a question, just like technically speaking. Can I use one of my God's given advantages to impose disadvantage on someone doing an opportunity attack against me as I skate away from them so elegantly?
Well, normally no, but because this situation, I'm not going to have you spend an advantage. Gorbrin has sacrificed himself by tackling this creature and driving it back. It is now not an attack of opportunity as the creature is both grappled and driven out of your proximity. You're free. So you will not have an opportunity attack against you should you make a move.
Well, that's nice. Instead of saying paladins, I'm like, oh, paladins. And I go for it. For the altar, however far away it is. If it needs a run, I'll do a run, but I'm there.
Okay, so here's what we'll hit. This might be the time for that advantage. As soon as you hit the ice, just like Straw, I would like a dex save and a performance check.
Oh gosh, do I use advantages for both of them? I'm going to use an advantage for dex and not for performance. I have a plus 9 to performance. I'm jinxing myself just speaking it, but...
Nat 20! Okay. You guys have been rolling some nat 20s tonight.
Press the wire.
And another 15 performance. So much like the Olympics, as both Straw took to the ice, looking like the perfect mixture of balance and lines. Karis, this long, lean Yuanti, hits the ice and just pumps towards, you're heading towards the anvil, correct? Karis? You're
Yes,
heading,
sir.
yeah. So you pump, and with a nat 20, you're able to use your momentum to double your movement rate and make it across this tent, or this, whatever it is. And as you slide with your performance check, you're even able to do, as you leap from the ice, you spin and land on top of the anvil, which is not in the ice. As the rest of you watch what people would pay to see in 2019, but this isn't the Ice Capades. This is simply Karis crossing a frozen lake.
Does she have her free action to stare thing?
Yeah, can I sing a song? Just a little ditty, like a few lines, just a little bit of something.
Absolutely.
And can it be like quiet enough so like the rest of the people don't hear it?
Sure. I'll
like
even make
I'm really close to the anvil.
Yep. Absolutely. Now we can have people take out their earphones if you want, or meta, they just wouldn't know, as this would be a whispered ditty.
Do it. Do it.
I mean, I more want people to take out headphones because I don't want them to hear me sing.
But you could just do spoken word. You don't have to. I'm not.
I trust. Oh, but you challenged me to by saying that Karis had to do it, so now I kind of feel like I have to. You know?
Sure. Okay, I love it.
Like I feel like I got it. I feel like my honor is on the line, even though like I'm not a singer, so it's not. But you know,
you do
so
whatever you would like to do.
Real
Absolutely.
Close. I'm like hugging the anvil, and like my lips are right against it as, oh boy. Oh, thanks, Jason. Ooh, what are tunes? I can't think of a tune right now. I really can't. So I'm just going to whisper to it softly, and then kind of a really, it's definitely minor key, sad, slow. I am at fault for the deaths of 3 people, and I feel no remorse for them, although they called me their friend. Yogan, come hit this fucker!
As you whisper into the anvil, you see your secret leave your mouth, and when it hits the top of the anvil, it pools like spilled mercury, and it forms a circle. But instead of a glittering silver, your secret is a polished, glassy obsidian against the top of the anvil. And inside, you can see, in the reflection of the obsidian, yourself looking back. But as you look and see the reflection of the Yuanti, you see yourself pull back in this obsidian reflection. And from your waist down, you are a snake. As you move back and you see your coiled lower body look, and your eyes, reptilian and cold, weigh the person that it sees on the other side of the secret. We go back up to the top of the round, and as we have an attack on Gorbrin with the one free arm, that's not going to hit, as it's weakly trying to move the knight, but it can't get through as the paladin is riding this creature, and it grabs the ice and cracks into it and pulls itself, now not towards Straw, but towards Karis at the anvil. And each crack leaves 3 splinters in the ice as its digits drive and rip it. And even though, Gorbrin, you're holding on for dear life, you're riding what is essentially a toboggan, a sled, as it's pulling itself at double speed, creeping. And Karis, you see this creature sliding towards you. Dearna Hall, it's your turn. You can roll me that d6 for salt damage.
Yeah. That's 2.
Yep.
But
smells salty, Gorbrin.
I don't know if this will do much, but I'd like to take out my bag of sand and have it with me, like as I go, like pour it out in front of me as I go onto the ice, and then I want to use my spiked chain to try to grapple the thing's other arm.
Are you going to use this the sand to give you traction? Is that what you're doing? Okay. I love it. This is the incredibly ingenious use of spell components when I've taken away spells. This is yeah, like D&D Beyond needs to write an article
brilliant.
how to use your spell components.
Yes, there has to be. Kika,
Right.
get on that.
Yeah, this is really good. So I'm gonna, just to see how well it helps you, go ahead and roll me a dexterity, just a straight dexterity check, or sleight of hand. Roll me a sleight of hand as you throw the sand out, and we'll see just how well the arc goes and how much it'll help you.
21.
21. And so perfectly placed, this carpet of sand, as you step out onto it. You may roll your attack with advantage as Gorbrin's riding this thing. It's down, he's grappled, it's down, it's crawling away, and you have purchase.
Spiked chain, go. 13.
And a 13 hits. And as you hit, the chain wraps around one of the legs as you're able to add your weight, counterbalance, and attack with Gorbrin as you all are pulling this thing back. Is there anything else that you'd like to do, Dearna Hall?
Well, I feel like I've used like most of what I can do this turn.
I mean, we're going to go with bonus and action there. I just didn't know if there was any movement or you wanted to do, or if there was one you wanted to pull back or anything like that positioning.
I can try to pull back with my chain.
Okay.
It's probably not going to do too much.
As you lean back, you see that the creature's weight and shift begins to move, and we'll see if it can move should it make its next round. Kyogen, you're up.
All right, immediately I take off following Karis.
Dex save and performance.
God help us all. Everyone pray to the gods. I am rolling with advantage on both. Just cause. 15 on the dex save and performance 17.
Once again, like a synchronized, choreographed routine, you move and clear the entire area, and you see as you get to the anvil this obsidian circle, this disc, this pool of liquid on top of the anvil. Karis is there. What will you do, Kyogen?
Okay, so using my momentum, do I see, as I'm moving, do I see like the whole, the secret sort of spilling over the anvil?
By the time you would get there, because of how Karis did it, Karis got very close. You would see her pull back up.
She did call out to me.
Yeah, when she called out. Yeah, so she said to do that, but you wouldn't have seen the actual like eruption or bleed of the. You would see though that you hear that she said to attack.
Okay, so with my momentum on the ice, I'm gonna leap and just go up full on in the air with the maul and just bring the hammer down, Thor style, right onto the top of the maul.
Roll me an attack.
I'm still raging, so this is advantage. Yes.
So with a 22, several things happen at once. Dear Nahal, you feel yourself shift as you almost fall over as the ice disappears both beneath your feet and inside the chain. All around you, what was the purple tent or this space, this marble villa, begins to bleed and shift and disappear. And you see beneath everyone's feet this rock, walls, and darkness of Undermountain. It's a vast space, big enough to hold a carnival, but there are no fields, no skies. And as you turn and look, the blue, with the tent removed, the autumnal twilight bleeds and becomes the eternal dark of Undermountain. And this ring goes out, this perfect tonal quality. And as it reverberates throughout the rock and throughout the Feywild, as it disappears and bleeds clear, you see off to the side, maybe 300-400 yards to your right, you see Garnet as she turns and looks around, as wherever she was is gone, and you are now back underneath Undermountain. And as the beautiful idyllic area bleeds and disappears, Straw, you look down and you can tell that you can see through your hands as you're casting like a blue glow, almost like a Force ghost in Star Wars.
And Straw looks through his hands and just counting off on his fingers. 1, 2, 3.
Straw, are you dead now?
4, 5.
We'll see him again. He's probably not going to die.
You are together. That is good. I think I can. I think I will exist again.
Okay, I'll return your spellbook then. Bye.
You would notice that the spellbook is also disappearing. However, the gifts that were given, the wand, the mirror, the hilt, and the potion remain. But Sparrow, you feel yourself slipping away, but you don't feel yourself returning to where you had been. But a new adventure awaits as you rush back to where you came from. And as you see the colorful... You're going to try to grab him?
Sorry, but yeah, he's going to try to grab him.
Roll me a dex... Let's see, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Does my aura now work?
Yes. Everything seems to have switched back on.
4 on this. So dexterity saving throw. 16.
You reach, and as you touch Straw, you feel for a moment a substantial feeling beneath your gauntleted hand, and it slips down Straw's arm until you're both kind of clasped in a soldier's grip, like a handshake. And for a moment, the two of you can feel one another, but you feel almost as if someone were pulling cloth through your hand. There's no substance beneath it, and the cloth is being removed. And for a moment, the two of you can share words, but you have just a beat to do so.
I don't know who listens to me, but I hope this isn't the end for you.
Farewell, bearded toddler. Thank you.
We will have seen each other again, of that I am sure. You all are and always will be my friends.
And with that, Straw disappears. And as we are ready to end our episode, we always have to go forward to go back. And so we cut back to the Lass of Lyrics as she is pinned beneath this large triangular rock, and she watches Straw jump through the portal a second before another rock comes down and smashes the frame, extinguishing the blue swirl. And as she attempts to free her leg again, she realizes that it is hopelessly pinned. And because she cannot assume the mist form that would allow her to escape, for the weave and all the innate powers have been severed, she simply turns and looks back at the tunnel as these two massive creatures walk into the space. And there's the sound of slithering as another moves in. The bottom half of the body, nothing but serpent. And as Karis moves into the area, a wicked, evil look inside the former bard's eyes. The fallen Goliath Kyogen, one of the massive creatures, paired beside the fallen paladin, Sir Gorbrin, look down at the Lass of Lyrics, and they laugh. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we will end this session of Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
What?
Couldn't help but notice Dierne Hall wasn't there.
Don't make me kill my girlfriend.
What have you done to us?
Alrighty, friends. Staffin, thank you for being here, buddy.
Glad to. That was so much fun. It ought to almost be illegal.
Let's go around and talk to everybody. Staffin, let's start with you, my friend. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And just let's wrap. How's 2019 going?
I'm Stefan TJ, which is basically where you can find me anywhere on any kind of media these days. Hang out in various Twitches on occasion, but normally I tend to lurk in chat and try to organize the Chaos Gods there. 2019 is actually going pretty good. Well, if I can strike today off the list. Not that this was bad, but
Right.
I had to do some adult stuff earlier on and deal with that, but that's just life. So it's going good, and it's gonna get better, and who knows? One of these days I might actually pull out my RuneQuest campaign and inflict it on people somewhere.
Yes, you must. All the RPGs, all the time. Bring the stories to the world and share them. Everybody, Staffin his link is in chat. Please, everybody, follow Straw, the driver of Straw Sparrow Feather, and as the history and narrative would dictate, I certainly don't think this is the last we will see of our good friend Straw. But what he remembers, it's like Quantum Leap. Something tells me our gnome's gonna have some Swiss cheese brain, but we'll see what happens. And let's jump right up to Kika. Kika, how are you doing, my friend? Where can we find you online? And how's your day going? Let's wrap.
This session is fun. This game is always just a trip and a half. Oh my god. Yeah, you can find me mostly on Twitter at twitter.com/KikiVO. That's where I tweet out the streams that I am on. The streams, I'm usually on too many shows to keep track of, and it's always new stuff. So that's the best place to keep track of what I'm doing and where I am. So Twitter.
Fantastic. And I'm serious. I think there should be a petition to James Hake and everybody at D&D Beyond and say, hey, here's next week's article. Your magic doesn't work. Fun with spell components.
I mean, I'll write it for them.
Absolutely.
It's my resume journalism.
That's what I'm saying. We've got it. Here's Kika. Take the week off.
Okay,
So,
I'll James.
Absolutely. It needs to be pitched. It's a fantastic premise because sand and salt as weapons against an ice cream. You know what? Limitless potential. Let's jump down to Kayla. Koros, how are you doing, my friend? Where can we find you online? And how's Thursday?
I don't even know what to say. Time travel has always been just crazy to me, and this has been nuts. You could find me online at Twitter and at Twitch at KorosRPG.com. Usually I like to plug the shows I'm on, but today I want to do something new. So last year, at the late bits, I realized something about myself. I realized that I am a woman, and I want to live my life as such. I have incredible supportive friends, and the cast has been supportive in ways that I can't even begin to talk about without spending hours talking about how great they've been. And I was trying to cry for this. And I just wanted to talk about the fact that recently I learned that my insurance would not cover any transitional therapies or medicine or even appointments, and that unfortunately, because of when I have come out, my home life, being with my family, has become something that is not good for me. It's unsafe for me here at this point. And I've started a GoFundMe because I can't afford to begin to transition. I can't even begin to afford to move somewhere else to where I can be myself and be safe. And so Greg has been kind enough to link the GoFundMe in chat. And I just ask that you either, if you can donate, that would be amazing, but simply just share, just trying to share and trying to get as many people to see this as possible is amazing, because I can't do this by myself. I can't do this without the help of people I respect and love and who have taught me that I'm worth something. And I just wanted to say thank you. And if you have time to just share, and if you can't, just find someone like me who has spent most of their life scared of being who they are, and just tell them that they are worth it.
My friend, you are brave beyond imagination. And please, everybody, sharing there's kindness in that simple act of sharing information and taking a moment to hear Kayla's story. And as for me, I'm going to say this to my friend. You're never alone. Never. You are part of this community, which is not this channel. It is the community on the internet, on Twitch, on Twitter. I love this community for one reason. It's the thing that I like to talk about a lot. Kindness. The ability to be kind. And don't ever for a moment, my friend, think that when you go to battle, you don't have a legion behind you. So everyone, I'm going to be putting this onto the, if you're watching on YouTube, look straight down. You'll find the link that we're talking about that was in the Twitch chat. You'll see it there. And please, just kindness. It's to make it 2019's thing. Lenny, how are you doing? And I'm sorry I turned you into a snake.
I was already a snake, so
like
it's just snake. It's more coming into the fuller part of that. I'm doing good. Tonight was great. I'm disappointed in myself that I couldn't figure out a tune on the spot to sing to, but I'm not a singer, and Karis isn't a singer bard, so it's in character. But we'll see if part of me is like, I gotta rise to the challenge and like record like a little ditty, but we'll see if I can do that amidst paper writing and homework. You can find me on Twitter, BLINNEBEE, Blinbee. That's me. That's so many rhymes. I'm so sorry. I'm flustered and shooketh because I'm overwhelmed with love and appreciation for my beautiful friend Kayla. I love you so much. But yeah, I do D&D things, and I'm gonna be on more projects soon that I can't announce quite yet, but they're coming. Yeah, I love you all so much. Be nice to each other, please.
Fantastic. And as we round out our exits with our barbarian, Kyogen, Jason, how are you, my friend? And where can we find you online?
So, you have to just bear with me for a second. Sorry. So yeah, I play a barbarian, and outwardly, even in my own personal interactions, I'm very stalwart and strong, and I try to contain my emotions. But when I'm in a place where I feel comfortable with people that I care about, Kayla, I love you. That took such strength, and I can't imagine. Like, I can't. Part of my name on Twitter is #AllAreWelcome. And everybody at my table, no matter who they are, no matter what they are, no matter anything, you're welcome at my table. And I've always preached that all the time. And yeah, we're gonna blow your fundraiser up. Trust me. I'm gonna make sure that happens. I love you.
Love you too.
You're not getting me. You too. I'll end this stream
you son of a
bitch.
You're not getting me.
Join the crying club.
Nope. Nope.
The club. The
Listen.
wholesome club.
I love you all. You're fantastic, fantastic friends, people, and our peers. Everyone, follow these fantastic people. Add kindness to your lives. Share kindness. It evolves, it blossoms, it breeds. Pass it on. And like I said, if you're watching, down below is going to be the link in YouTube. Share stories, share the information, donate, become part of the community that you're already experiencing. It is a joy and a pleasure to walk among all of these people. Kayla, brave as hell, my friend. Everyone else, anybody else have anything to say? Anybody else want to try to make me cry? We got 5 seconds before I leave here, and I love you all. As the campfire goes down, there's only one thing left to say. You can't always roll nat 20s, but you can always role play. And if you do, surround yourself with people like this. Do yourself a world of good.